看了才发现。
欢迎收看。
哇，才发现。
Paul 最近有什么新发现呢？
你知道吗？我们这几期做的这一个有关于旅游的啊，这个智慧客服，对不对？
对。
又是这个什么平台的，有的没有的，对不对？然后呢，你知道我现在越来越兴奋了。
对，你最喜欢？
我最喜欢听听看别人怎么说，别人怎么样用这些东西。对。
所以呢，我今天有一个好朋友，而且是外国人。
外国人，好的。
然后他可以跟我们讲台湾的户外旅游哦。
台湾的户外旅游，哇，我真的想赶快听听看你。
好啊，那我现在就来 call out 我的好朋友 Michael。Hi Michael。
Hi Michael。
Hi Alice。Hi Paul。
你知道我的好朋友啊，中文也是讲得非常的好哦。
是啊。我就很想知道一下这个 Michael 在台湾到底在做什么耶？ OK Michael， 你能告诉我们一下这个台湾旅游平台的由来吗？
Can you tell me something about the origin of the Taiwan outdoor platform?
Yeah, absolutely. I moved to Taiwan in 2019, and the COVID pandemic hit Taiwan around March. And at that time, we wanted to encourage people to get outdoors more, knowing that time in nature is good for everyone's health. So me and the founders of ParkBus, we created a project called ParkBus Taiwan. And the idea around ParkBus Taiwan is to provide direct access to Taiwan's protected areas, so the national forests and the national parks, for people living in cities. So the idea was to connect people living in the city to nature and do this through accessible and affordable transportation. So we ran that project for about 2.5 years. And through this process, we started to understand and listen to our customers who were saying there's so much to do in Taiwan's nature that it's still difficult to access, and it is hard for them to understand who can I book a tour with, or how do I access some of these great natural places. And so we started the idea of what does a bigger platform look like for Taiwan's adventure travel market. So at the time when we launched ParkBus, the borders were closed and no international visitors could access. So at that time, ParkBus was about, we were running about 60% of our clientele were foreign visitors or foreign residents, and about 40% were Taiwanese citizens. Once the borders opened up, that transitioned to a much more foreign visitation. So currently we have about 85% of our guests are foreign residents or visitors to Taiwan. And through these conversations with our customers, we started to recognize that there was definitely a demand for a broader product offering beyond just hiking. So ParkBus Taiwan focuses really only on hiking and doesn't include other outdoor recreational activities like cycling, scuba diving, surfing, and maybe stand-up paddleboarding. Another category which we see a lot of demand for is birding, because a lot of people come to Taiwan to look for birds. So we also, through those conversations, recognized that there was an accessibility issue too, that people couldn't find the information that they were looking for. They couldn't find trusted tour operators to book a tour with. And so frankly, they just went to other places, other countries, or they decided to go alone. So we looked at that popularity and that demand for these outdoor activities. Again, we focused on hiking, cycling, diving, surfing, and other water sports, as well as birding. And we began drawing in investment and looking for strategic partnerships to help us develop a central platform for Taiwan's adventure travel market in the tours and activities sector.
我问你几个问题哈。你有没有很想知道一下为什么 Michael 这么喜欢台湾啊？ 你要不要问问看，Michael, why you love Taiwan so much?
Well, in my youth, when I was much younger, I came and lived in Taiwan for about 3 years in between 2005 to 2008. And I spent much of my time actually surfing on the east coast of Taiwan and made a connection to the place and the people. And after taking a long way around, I lived overseas for about 10 years. I met my wife, who is Taiwanese, and we settled in Toronto, Canada, where my family is, and we started a family of our own. And when our children were about 4 and 3 years old, we wanted to give them the gift of being able to speak Chinese. So we decided to move back to Taiwan, and we moved here in 2019, and I got a chance to spend more time in Taiwan's nature, particularly hiking and in the mountains. And there's something really special about Taiwan's natural environment. And of course, the people who help kind of tell the stories and provide it flavor. Yeah, Taiwan is a really special place.
哇，因为你知道吗？刚才 Michael 一讲完的时候，我就觉得好像 Michael 都比我更熟台湾呢，我都有点不太好意思啊。
没有什么去玩户外的活动，对不对？
所以我觉得 Michael 做了这个平台以后呢，我觉得可以帮助我这个虽然从台湾来的这个小留学生，可以好好去 discover 一下，
重新开始学习一下台湾的户外的活动哦。
那我就很想知道一下这个台湾 Outdoor 这个 platform 呢，面对这个台湾的这个旅游啊，有没有什么挑战跟这个机遇呢？
If there's opportunity or challenges for the outdoor platform.
Yeah, so Taiwan Outdoors was built around the idea that it will address 2 main pain points for modern consumers who are considering international adventure travel, not just particularly in Taiwan, but also around the world. So the first pain point for the consumer was awareness. And currently there's very little awareness about Taiwan's adventure or outdoor recreational products beyond those small communities, which are growing, but beyond those small communities who know how amazing the outdoor activities are in Taiwan. So part of this is particularly due to the international marketing of Taiwan's tourism product. A lot of the promotions around Taiwan promote, bucket list items which don't incorporate or include outdoor activities. This will be things like Taipei 101 or the night markets of Taipei and other parts of the country. Of course, these are amazing tourism experiences for visitors, but it neglects or it leaves out the really strong point of what I believe to be Taiwan's tourism offering, which is the outdoor activities. So, these are world-class experiences. The cycling in Taiwan is recognized as some of the best in the world. The hiking, there are very few countries in the world that can provide such a density of hiking experiences. The scuba diving can be done year-round. We can swim with the sea turtles off Xiaoliuqiu. All these different experiences can be done also quite conveniently from major cities in Taiwan. So there's very few places in the world where you can spend a day in a 5-star hotel, wake up, go do some city experiences, go see a night market, go back to your hotel, wake up the next morning and go hiking at 3,000 meters for the day. So we started to, prioritize the development of this central platform, which provides content around the different types of outdoor experiences. So that's one aspect of what we're prioritizing, is that people don't know about it. We need to start creating unbiased content around the great experiences people can have in the great outdoors in Taiwan. So we want to help consumers find suitable experiences and find suitable operators to have those experiences in Taiwan. So that's the first pain point, is that awareness. A lot of a lot of great blogs or great vlogs or YouTubers create, standalone content for Taiwan, but it's broken up across the internet. And there isn't one location where people can say, I want to go find unbiased or, objective information on what I can do from a hiking experience perspective in Taiwan. So that's, one part of it. So the fragmentation, people are creating great content, but there's no central place to find it, plus trying to create a greater footprint for what outdoor experiences are. The second pain point is commerce. And this relates to the suppliers, the tour operators and the guides who are offering outdoor experiences in Taiwan. So similarly to the actual routes and the experiences, the consumers can't find these tour operators, or they have difficulty finding these tour operators. And as any of us know, when we're booking an international trip, we want to be able to find things, we expect to find things quickly and to find things that are clear and concise. And this is a hard part of booking an outdoor adventure travel experience in Taiwan. So these operators are also fragmented. They'll have their own website, but of course they're not focusing on English language from a search engine optimization perspective. So their profile from a user who's looking for these experiences on the internet is, many pages deep in Google. And so the consumer just doesn't actually find these great suppliers. So it's difficult for consumers to find these safe and suitable operators to experience these different activities. Either they go alone, so they book and they plan their own trip themselves, or they go elsewhere internationally to have a cycling experience or a scuba diving experience or whatever that might be. So this actually compounds a number of issues for the consumer, particularly around safety, convenience, and quality visitor experience. So they're either going alone, and Taiwan, like many places that have, quite rugged outdoor experiences, the safety aspect is important. So if we're not going with a certified and experienced tour operator, we may fail to prepare properly for those outdoor experiences. Secondly is convenience, planning these trips and being able to sort out the logistics. Of course, this is why we book with tour operators, to be able to provide a little bit of that convenience. And then quality experience, being able to really tell stories about the local indigenous people or about the actual route itself adds so much value to visitors when they book through a tour operator. We know that independent travel occurs and is a popular way for many people to travel, but for those people who want to ensure safety, save on time, this is a really way to value add the experience. So also to that point is that the local businesses are missing out on a lot of business opportunities. And so we want to create this singular platform for adventure travel in Taiwan. And this is Taiwan Outdoors, which is trying to create a larger presence to be able to draw these consumers in and then sell local operations products. So we hope to be able to contribute to the local economy in that way by getting international visitors to connect with those products and have great experiences.
我感觉非常的羞愧。我们中国人自己要去玩台湾，还不如 Michael 带我们去玩玩的好。
是啊，而且呢 ，Michael 真的是讲到我的心声啊。我们台湾真的有很多美丽的大自然，nature， 他刚才讲的 nature， 不是只有台北101，不是只有 Night Market 吗？啊，
日月潭。
日月潭的话呢，应该就是 Michael 眼中的这个所谓的 nature 了 ，OK，
漂亮的。
所以你要去那边 hiking 啦，他刚才讲的啦，可以 maybe 去那边划船啦，这都是可能外国人比较不会想象到说，台湾有这些地方可以去，或者是重新再继续思考说，如果我要去的话，就刚才 Michael 讲的，譬如说安不安全啊 ，right？那如果这个平台都可以整合成在一个的时候，我就要跟刚才一样打一个，或者是 download 一个 apps， 那这样子的话呢，加上他们还有这个，是不是有这个叫做智慧叫什么 customer service right？ 那我想说，这样我真的一个外国人，甚至我这种小留学生再回台湾的话，可能都有很大的帮助。
所以我下次去台湾要不要带上你呢？
我看你可能带上
Michael
跟他的这个台湾 Outdoor 这个 platform 可能就可以满足你一切的需要了，因为我相信他做的比我更好。
哇哦！所以我们下次去台湾要 Michael 带上我们一起去玩喽。
那我很想知道一下了，就是说这个台湾 Outdoor platform 呢，跟其他的这个 platform 有什么不一样呢？你觉得呢
？Michael, if there's any difference from other platform and the Taiwan outdoor platform?
Yeah, there are OTAs, so on online travel agencies and booking platforms for different sectors have grown over the past many years, and many consumers are familiar and comfortable booking on these platforms. These are platforms like Expedia, Booking.com. Regionally, these in East Asia, these are platforms like Klook or KKday in Taiwan. So the point of differentiation for Taiwan Outdoors is going to be looking at building in conversational marketing and engagement. So this is what we're terming this. So we know that there's been a lot of developments both externally and internally within our partners and within our group of companies around generative AI. So these are ways that society is becoming more comfortable and the platforms are becoming more capable at being able to communicate with consumers based on their needs around a conversation. So Taiwan Outdoors has begun training language models around our own growing databases and databases through strategic partnerships around hiking trails and cycling routes, as well as dive locations, and then the experiences that are available around those locations. So we're going to adopt a concept called conversational marketing. We're going to be using advanced generative AI and chatbots to be able to provide the consumer with the right type of information around the right type of experience. And this will be a consumer who is typing, I want an easy hiking day trip in Taipei. And our language model will be able to scour our database, provide the consumer the right type of information based on their needs. So through this conversational marketing that occurs on a chatbot, we're able to build out data points to create a rich user profile. Where are they coming from? How long are they staying? What is the type of activity they're interested in? What is their capabilities? How much maybe they're looking to spend? And then we're able to understand their needs and desires around the experiences that they're looking for. So in addition to that model around generative AI, we're also lucky to be able to leverage a partnership with the Central Weather Bureau. So our parent company, which is called ICBI Plus, has for some time been building a relationship with the Central Weather Bureau here, allowing us to look at and acquire weather data, both real-time forecasts and historical weather data. And so what we're looking at is how we can incorporate this into the travel planning process. Obviously, weather is really critical and important to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience in the outdoors, because if it rains, we're outside. And we want to know that type of information. It helps us make good decisions, both on what we want to do and where we want to go, but also how we can prepare for these outdoor experiences. So that's another aspect of how we differentiate from other online travel agencies. We're able to bring in and incorporate weather data based on the specific location and time that you're going to be traveling. Also, through the generative AI, we're able to provide prompts and reminders if any of that weather changes. So if somebody subscribes to our system and has booked a trip, they will get a prompt to say, it looks like the weather has changed. It's not going to rain anymore. You can prepare for sunny. So make sure you bring your hat and some sunscreen while you're out surfing on the beach. we also understand that weather is a big motivating factor for when consumers will actually go from interest to intent. So I'm interested in going scuba diving, but it looks like the weather's going to be poor. All of a sudden that weather changes. And now, yes, I'm going to look to book a trip to Green Island or Penghu or whatever that might be in Taiwan. So it's actually a great way a sales tool for us to be able to convert that interest to intention. And then finally, our partner, Riversoft, who we work closely with to develop this platform, they've been able to build out quite a robust e-commerce booking system and backend ERP for us. And so we're able to combine that user profile data, our rich activity-specific content, and the tour product databases that we have. So we've got these three pieces. We've got the tour product database, which we're building, the content that is specific to these outdoor activities, and then finally the user profile, which we built through the conversational marketing and engagement. And we're able to then start to send consumers what we're referring to as smart recommendations. So we understand where you're going, what your needs are. We have some great information which you've engaged with, the content, and now we can push products that's relevant to them. And so this presents a significant difference in the way that Taiwan Outdoors operates as an online travel agency platform versus other OTAs, because other OTAs are primarily fill as much content as product as you possibly can, drive down the revenue for the individual operators so that we can offer the cheapest possible price, and then full-blown marketing initiatives. What we're looking at doing is creating a little bit more of an engaging process. And part of this is important when you consider outdoor activities in the adventure travel market, because the adventure travel market is actually looking for they require a little bit more specific information when they're actually booking a trip. Because if you've gone cycling before, you want to know if this operator is safe, if this operator is reliable and experienced, versus just simply buying it on another OTA. So those are the three main ways that we differentiate ourselves from other OTAs.
发现这个 app 好厉害哦！
我还给他按个赞，为什么呢？
又要再按个赞。
因为呢，你看他们这个平台呢，把他们都整合了，而且呢，还是强调一个，我真的觉得这个从 Michael 里面讲到的这个叫 conversational marketing 这一个部分呢，我真的觉得说越来越人性，right？你跟他对话，然后呢，你跟他讲，然后他可以回答你，right？你跟他讲说你需要找什么样的需要，你要想还是讲嘛，我最喜欢的。什么东西最便宜来？他都有，然后他也跟你讲说安不安全来，他也帮你都整合好了来。那甚至就是说，他刚才还讲到用 AI 来，他还可以 remind 你说，万一这个地方天气不好，他可以介绍你再去别的地方。
我还记得那个时候你跟我说去国家公园要查那个网页，多麻烦呢。
对啊，现在只要有这个平台就可以搞定了。而且
他会提示你，告诉你气候不安全的时候
该做什么。
去。对啊。呀，所以我就觉得哇，我现在超想去台湾旅游哦。
哎 ，Let's go，Let's go。
所以要跟着这个 app 去旅游去，所以呢，解决你的理财问题，
成就你的人生梦想。
哇，才发现，我们下期见喽，拜拜。
别忘了订阅、分享、按赞，
记得小铃铛给它摇起来喽。